Have you ever wondered what happens to your poop when you flush? Well, I have. Hi, I'm Tom. If you're a regular viewer to this channel, you know that my favorite thing to do is to take items that I find in the alley and bring them back to life.
Alley picked, that's my style, making the broken worthwhile. Trash to treasure every mile.
But every once in a while, I like to mix things up. And today, we're going underground. In my future retirement workshop, which I had built, I also had them install a bathroom. Now, since the property is in the country, I can't just hook up to any sewer system. So I needed a septic system, which is totally beyond my expertise. So in this video, we're going to break down the entire process from start to finish, digging a hole, plumbing, running lines to a drain field, and I'm also going to break down exactly what it cost me to install a 1,000-gallon septic tank. Now, if you're not sure you want to watch the rest of this video, let me assure you it's going to be a lot more interesting than you think, because today on Alley Picked, we're going to follow the poop. It's actually snowing right now. Last week, the temperature hit almost 70 degrees, and now it's snowing. Anyway, the septic company, they arrived early one Thursday morning last October. But you don't just call up a septic company and they arrive. There's a whole process involved. And the first step is that they have to send somebody out to examine the soil to make sure that it has proper drainage. The person that comes to the property to test the soil, they're called a soil classifier. They locate several areas on the property, test the soil. They bore about 4 holes 5 feet deep. In about a day or two, you get the test results. Well, my tests came in and I passed. All this means is that the soil has proper drainage, there's no restrictive clay in the area, and there's no water encountered up to about 5 feet deep. The cost for this test? $400. Now, after the soil tests come back, the septic company has to come back out and locate where they're going to put the tank. Now, they can't hook it up to the existing septic tank because it's too old, and they can't go too close to the existing septic tank. So they have to figure out where my current tank is and where to locate the new tank. And the cost for this? $200. Now, with all the prep work done, they can begin installing the new septic tank. That large machine over there, that's called an excavator. That will make quick work of digging a new hole. Of course, it's the law in Illinois to call Julie or 811 before you dig. Julie stands for Joint Utility Locating Information for Excavators. It's a statewide service that helps you avoid hitting underground utilities like gas, water, sewer, electric, or fiber optic lines. In the world of excavators, this John Deere Model 60P is actually classified as a mini excavator, and it costs a measly $108,000 brand new. Lester, the septic guy, spray paints some lines on the ground where he plans for the large septic tank to go. Before painting these lines, he needs to know where the drain pipe will exit the new building. He also paints lines to mark where the 4-inch PVC drain pipes will run from the building to the septic tank. How deep is it now?
I'm not sure. It's probably about 6 foot deep.
Oh, that's it?
Yep. I mean, I got to go a couple inches yet, but
What does that do?
tell me what my distance is from the building sewer to the bottom of the tank. And so at 58 inches, that's the center of my inlet. So I got to coordinate that with my coming out of the house.
Regulation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just like clockwork, Lester coordinated the delivery of the septic tank with the time that he knew he'd be finished digging the hole. It's going to be very interesting to see how the driver is going to unload this 9,000-pound poop coffin and place it into the large hole that Lester dug with his excavator. Once the truck got into position, he had to rotate the tank 180 degrees to orient it properly into the hole. Before dropping it completely into the ground, the temporary plastic covers where the PVC pipes go were removed. With the septic tank in place, let me give you a little tour of the inside of the tank. On the right side is the tank inlet pipe. Opposite that is the exit pipe. That yellow thing is a flow deflector. It keeps solids or floating material from floating into the exit pipe. Now Lester can start to backfill some of the dirt around the tank. Now he's clearing a path for the 4-inch PVC pipe that's going to go from the building to the septic tank. Lester then asked me to use my hose to begin filling up the tank about halfway with water, and here's why.
I put a 2,000-gallon round tank in the ground one time. It was concrete.
Yeah.
It was heavy, and overnight they got a storm in that area, and when I got out there the next day, the top of the tank was like 2 feet higher out of the ground than when I put it in. I had it all hooked up and everything. I had to get actually the company that set it up for me. They came out and pulled it back out because there's no way. If I had a bigger machine than this even, there's no way I was going to pull that thing out of the ground.
Now it's time to dig down and install the leach field chambers. These are plastic and they interlock to form a long, open channel system. Essentially, these chambers replace a traditional gravel and pipe setup, allowing the effluent to percolate into the surrounding soil. They're lightweight, easy to install, and they allow for a more efficient use of the space in the drain field. Time to switch to a smaller bucket in order to dig a trench to run the pipe to connect the septic tank to the drain field. Now that this is all complete, we can easily follow the flush.
From the handle to the tank, follow that flush. Hear that swirling water crank, follow that flush. Down the line to the waiting worms, back to dirt and earthbound terms. Round we go, all of us, follow that flush. Yeah, follow that flush.
Now we just have to wait for the inspector to come, and then we can backfill all of this. All this was done in one day. It's pretty ironic that I'm filming the end of this video walking down the alley, and there's a toilet right over there. I might have to go back for that cabinet, though. Anyway, I'm filming this about a week after I did the introduction, and you can see the weather's already changed. It's back into the 60s. By now, you've seen the installation of a complete septic system. One man, one excavator, in one day. Now, if the soil in my area had a high water table, in other words, if there was natural water in the ground that was going to enter into that leach field, that would be a problem. It would cause flooding. And if that were the case, I would have had to install a perforated drain pipe with a pump, and that would have had to been underground, which would have cost an additional $1,200. But fortunately, I didn't have to do that. Now, let me break down all of the costs for you. To have my soil tested, $400. To have them come out and find the existing septic tank, $200. To have them install the new septic tank, all the plumbing, and the leach field that you saw, $6,270. So all in, $6,870. Now, yeah, that sounds like a lot of money, and it is, but I guess if you break it down per flush, right? Let's say that I flush 2 times a day for 20 years. That comes out to about 47 cents per flush. When you think of it that way, it's not so hard to swallow. Ew. I didn't quite mean it like that. But I'm Tom. This is Alley Picked. And thanks for watching.
Alley picked, that's my style, making the broken worthwhile.